Shadow. List. Shadow.
Come here. This door. Look at the light coming out from under it. See how it moves? It's not steady like the others. It turns. Slow. Round and down. Round and down. Like a water circling a drain. That's how you know which room this is before you even open it. Because this is the room that doesn't just hold a man. It turns him. Slowly. Downwards. A little at a time. So gentle. He doesn't feel like he's descending at all. In the last room, I showed you the loop, the reach, the relief, the shame, the repeat. But a loop just goes round. This room does something worse. Come watch. Behind this door is a world of its own. And it runs on one thing. It takes a man and it spirals him down. And it does it the same way to every single person who walks in. And I want you to see who runs it. Because this room isn't empty. It has operators. Keep your hand on mine. Stay close. Let me show you the spiral. And the one who works it. Welcome back to the Clear Path of the Warrior Guide. Season 1, The Shadow Realm. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. This room takes what you've learned in the last one, the loop, the reach, and shows you where it goes over time. Not round, down. This is the spiral. And it's the first room where I'm going to show you the ones who actually run this realm. Stay close. Step in with me. Quiet. Now, don't look at the walls yet. Look at the figures. See them? Standing at the edge of the room. In the dark. Working. Calm. Unbothered. Like technicians tending to a machine. Those are the shadows. I've walked you through a lot of rooms and never named them. It's time. Because this is the room where you can see them clearly at work. The shadows are the ones who run this realm. They're not darkness itself, they serve it. Think of them like a crew, a group of operators, each with its own job, each tending to his own part of the machine. One tends to the room you're standing in. Others tend to other rooms we have already walked. And they don't hate you the way you would expect an enemy to. That's what makes them so effective. They are not angry, they're methodical. They run a program, a set way of working a man. And they run the exact same program on every single person who walks through that door. You're not being singled out, you're being processed. The same way everyone before you was. And above them, you can feel it more than see it. There's one they all answer to. The one whose heartbeat you felt in the earlier room. The one that loves you the way a hunter loves the thing he's hunting. The shadows are his crew. He gives the orders. They run the program. But hear me and hold this over the whole tour. Even he is not at the top. There's one above all of it. Above the darkness, above the shadows, above this whole realm. And the shadows know it, and it terrifies them. And that is the thing that room doesn't want you to remember. Keep it in your chest while I show you how the program works. Watch the shadow nearest us. Watch what he does. He offers the man in the center something. The reach, the relief, the thing that quiets the pain. And look, it works. And the man's shoulders drop. The weight lifts. For a moment, he has peace. And the shadow just waits, patient. Because he knows something the man doesn't. Here's the first turn of the spiral. That relief the man just got, it wasn't free. And it wasn't a gift. It's a loan. The thing gives him peace now, but it took a little something in return, quietly, from underneath, a little of his energy, a little of his own natural ability to feel okay on his own. And the man doesn't notice because the relief is loud and the cost is silent. That's the whole mechanism of this room. Every pass gives you a little and takes more than it gave. You come in to get something. You leave having lost something bigger that you won't miss until later. That's not a loop. A loop breaks even. This spirals because every single turn the floor drops a little lower. Now come closer because I want to show you what's happening inside the man while the shadow works. Because the deepest part of this program isn't in his choices, it's in his body. And it started before he even reached for anything. Look at how run down he is. He doesn't sleep enough. He doesn't eat what his body needs. He's running on empty, dehydrated, depleted. And that matters more than anyone ever told him. Because here's the quiet law of the body. When you starve it, it stops making its own good feeling. Your body makes its own lift, its own reward, its own sense of I'm okay. But only when it's fed, rested, cared for. Starve it of sleep, of food, of water, and the natural supply dries up. The man stops being able to feel okay on his own. Not because he's broken, but because his body has nothing left to build it from. And that is the opening the shadow needs. Watch. Now the man has a brain that's starving for a lift it can't make anymore. So it starts to hunt for one, anywhere. And the shadow steps right into that hunger and offers that artificial version. The thing that floods him with the lift his depleted body couldn't produce. And it works fast. And it works big. Far bigger than the natural version ever did. And that's the hook. Because now the body says, why would I do the hard work of making my own when this gives me more instantly? So it stops making its own. It makes room for the artificial. It recalibrates. Builds itself to expect the thing, to depend on it, to need it, just to reach the level it used to reach for free. Feel how dark this is. The man is now worse off than before he started. His natural supply is gone. He needs the artificial just to feel normal. Not good, just normal. The relief that was the gift on the first turn is now rent he pays just to break even. And the more he pays, the more depleted he gets. And the more depleted he gets, the more he needs to pay. That's the spiral. Turning the body round and down. Stand with me and watch a few turns of it, sped up, so you can see the shape. Watch the man live the same day over and over. He wakes and the first thing he feels before a single thought is the weight. The heaviest the last turn left him on. He didn't wake up natural and have a bad day. He woke up already behind, already carrying it. So he reaches early now, earlier than he used to, just to get out from under the weight enough to move. He gets his lift. He goes and faces his day, holding himself together, spending everything he has just to look okay. By evening, he's scraped empty. And empty is exactly when the pain gets loud and he reaches to get easy. So he reaches again, harder this time, and gets a few hours of quiet. Then he sleeps a thin, poor sleep and wakes up heavier. Because the thing that gave him that evening's quiet took tomorrow morning as payment. And then he does it again and again. Watch the day stack, each one nearly identical. Wake heavy, reach, hold, empty out, reach, thin sleep, wake heavier. This is the part no one shows you, because a single day looks survivable. Everyone has a rough day, but it's not one day. It's the same day, turning hundreds of times, each one's starting a little lower than the last. That repetition is the spiral doing its patient work. And something is being built by all that turning. Something the man can't see yet because he's too close to it. Living it one heavy morning at a time. Here's what all those turns are building. Come look at the man's face. And I want you to notice something about his memory. He can't quite remember who he was before this. And that's not an accident. That's the most important thing the spiral does. Because human beings are forgetful. We are made forgetful. And the spiral uses it like a weapon. Turn a man in the same circle long enough, thousands of days, and the man he used to be, the one who would wake up light, who felt okay on his own, who didn't need anything to face the morning, that man gets further and further away, until he's so far back, the present man can't reach the memory of him anymore. And when you can't remember who you were, you assume who you are now is who you have always been. You look at the reaching, their heaviness, the need, and you think, this is just me. This is just who I am. That's how the spiral builds an identity. Not in a moment, through repetition and forgetting. It doesn't announce itself. It just turns you and lets your memory of the free man fade. Until one day the pattern isn't something you do anymore. It's something you are. You've been handed a whole new self, built by the shadows, one turn at a time. And you don't even remember agreeing to it. And this is the door into the next room, the deepest one. Because once the pattern has become an identity, it's not just a habit anymore. It's a wound woven into who you think you are. And that wound has a root, one original pain, way down at the bottom of the spiral that everything else is anchored to. That's where we're going next. I started young, barely 15, reaching for something to quiet the pain I couldn't name. And I want to tell you the truth about how it worked on me, because it's exactly what I've been showing you. When I was run down, when I hadn't slept, when I wasn't taking care of my body, that's when it had me. I could feel the good drain out of me, feel myself unable to reach okay on my own. And that is exactly when I'd reach for the thing that gave me the lift my own empty body couldn't make. And it worked. And it took more than it gave. And I woke up heavier and reached earlier. And the days stacked. And the man I used to be got further and further away. Until I genuinely believed the reaching was me. That this is just who I am. I rode that spiral down for decades. Quit. I quit. Went back. Quit. Went back. Because I kept trying to fight it at the top. In my choices, while it was turning me from the bottom, in my body, and in my forgetting. So when I stand in this room and tell you the free man is still down there, I'm not guessing. I found mine, buried under decades of turning. So far I had forgotten his face, and he was still alive. That's the only reason I can promise you The man in the center of this room isn't gone. He's just been spiraled so far down he can't remember the top. But I remember it for you, until you can remember it for yourself. Come to the edge with me, before we go down to the root, and carry these out. They're the light in this turning dark. First, you're not the spiral. The turning is real. The depletion is real. The identity it built feels real. But it's not you. It's a program run on you by operators who run it on everyone. The man from before the turn is still down there, forgotten. Forgotten, not erased. And forgotten is the thing that can be remembered. Second, hear this, because this is the rope that saves men in the hardest stretch. When you try to climb out of the spiral, there's a place in the middle almost no one warns you about. A no man's land. You stop the turning and you would expect to feel free. But instead you feel nothing, or worse. Because the depleted body hasn't rebuilt its own good feeling yet. And the artificial is gone. And you're stuck in between. Not the old self and not the new one. Just empty and in between. That middle is brutal. And it's exactly where most men turn back and start the spiral again. Not because they failed, but because no one told them the emptiness is temporary, a sign of crossing, not proof of ruin. So if you're ever in that middle, hear me now. From the top, keep walking. It passes. The body relearns. You're not going backwards. You're going through. But hold this too. That middle is not meant to be walked alone. You did not spiral down alone. The shadows were with you every turn, so you do not climb out alone either. You climb with help, with others, with hands stronger than yours in the dark. The man who tries to cross the no man's land in secret is the man who turns back. The one who lets others hold the light, get across. I'm going to walk you down to the root now, all the way down to the bottom of the spiral, to the one original pain that everything else is anchored to. It's the deepest, most tender room. And I'll go slow, and I will not let go of your arm. There's a face down there. The spiral made you forget. We're going to go remember him. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. The man from before the first turn, still down there, waiting to be remembered. Walk with me.
Walked alone with my shadow, till the lies fell to none, and the life they were chasing turned to dust, while my deeds built the one. Every deed plants a tree, in a place no eye can see, and everything this world calls winning was quietly taken from me. Some wins cut deeper than losses, some losses set men free, and the trees I planted in silence became the shade protecting me.